Hi dear participant, welcome to 5-day online workshop. I am Amaresh, assistant professor. So in this video we are going to learn about cluster analysis. The cluster analysis is an exploratory data analysis tool for organizing observed data into meaningful clusters based on combinations of variables. Okay, so the purpose of cluster analysis is to develop a formal classification method to classify observations into groups or clusters. Okay, so these groups contain observations that are similar to each other. The elements within a cluster have high degree of natural association among themselves. Okay, the cluster analysis is technique used for combinations of variable into groups. The grouping is such that each group is homogeneous or compact with respect to certain characteristics, that is observations in each group are similar to each other, and the each group should be different from other with respect to characteristics, that is observations in one group should be different from observation in the another group. It means the within a cluster we have a homogeneous or similar characteristics, but between the cluster between two groups we have a different, it means between group we have a heterogeneity. Okay, so next, the clustering methods. Okay, so we have hierarchical clustering and non-hierarchical clustering. In hierarchical clustering, the observed data points are grouped into clusters in a nested sequence of clustering. So we have two different broad approaches in this. First one is agglomerative. Okay, so agglomerative means it is the hierarchical method of using of clustering, in which there are as many clusters as there are objects. Most similar objects are first grouped, and these initial groups are merged according to their similarities. And finally, as similarity decreases, all the subgroups are fused into one single cluster. It means in the beginning of the cluster analysis, um, as many clusters yeah, analysis, as there are object, these there as many clusters are there. Okay, so next is divisive. Okay, so just opposite to this, in the beginning we have a one whole clusters. Based on the similarities we will divide that cluster into different clusters. Okay, so this method works in opposite. Each object starts in an overall cluster. New clusters are successively formed by splitting large clusters. Okay, the algorithm continues until all the observations are in separate clusters. Okay, we can see here, at the end we have all observations are in separate clusters, but in agglomerative, as many at the beginning we have as many clusters as there are object. Okay, so this is the agglomerative and divisive. It is in case of hierarchical clustering. Okay, so next is a number of different rules or methods have been suggested for computing distance between two clusters. In fact, the various hierarchical clustering algorithms or methods differ mainly with respect to how the distance between two clusters are computed. Okay, some popular methods are here. Okay, so single linkage method, complete linkage, and average linkage. Okay, so these are all the methods to compute similarities or the linkage. Okay, so this method works on the smallest distance or nearest neighbor. Okay, single linkage means the distance is calculated based on the smallest or nearest observations. The second is just opposite to this. It takes the maximum distance or furthest neighbor. So last is average distance. Okay, it is based on the principle of average distance. So next is non-hierarchical clustering. So in non-hierarchical clustering, data are divided into k partitions or groups with each partition representing a cluster. Okay, so therefore, as opposite to hierarchical clustering, the number of clusters must be known prior. Here the number of cluster. Initially we have to know the number of clusters. Okay, so in our, these are all the steps. Okay, so select k initial clusters where k is the number of clusters desired. Second, assign each observations to cluster to which it is closest. Okay, rearrange or reallocate each observations to one of the k cluster according to predetermined stopping rule. Okay, stop if there is no reallocation of data points or if the rearrangement satisfies the criteria set by stopping rule. Otherwise, go to step 2. Okay, so these steps will automatically takes in the software. And so this is the dendrogram. It comes under hierarchical clustering. Okay, so a dendrogram is a diagram that shows the hierarchical relationship between object. It is most commonly created as an output from hierarchical clustering. The main use of dendrogram is to work out the best way to allocate object to clusters. Okay, so this is the dendrogram below shows the hierarchical clustering of 6 observations. Okay, so we have 6 observations. This is the dendrogram. Okay, the key to interpreting a dendrogram is to focus on height at which any two objects are joined together. In this example we can see that mm, we have to look for smallest distance among these 6 observations. Okay, so we can see in the dendrogram initially we have as many object as clusters. Okay, so we have 6 number of 6 characteristics or 6 objects here. That's why at the beginning we have a b c. Okay, so we have these 6 clusters. Okay, so next we have to look for smallest or similar most similar items. Okay, so here in this data we have a most the ab. Okay, we have this is this e and f have the smallest distance. Okay, so that's why we have to create this as a one group. Okay, so that's why e and have the first cluster. Okay, so see the height. Okay, so we have to look for height. Okay, so this height is smaller than this. Okay, that's why e and f has formed one clusters. And then at this stage how many clusters? A b c d and ef. Okay, so we have 5 clusters. Okay, so this is one cluster and a b c d is one cluster. Okay, next we have to look for smallest items among these observations. Okay, so among these we have next similarity is ab. Okay, so these will form one cluster. AB will form one cluster. Okay, so as you can see here, so it is formed one cluster. Okay, so at this stage how many clusters? 1 2 3 4. Okay, so 4 clusters are there. Okay, so you can see here AB is one cluster, C is one cluster, D is one cluster, and EF is one cluster. So okay, next we have to look for next item which is smallest to these clusters. Okay, so next smallest item is for this cluster for this cluster this is furthest. Okay, so the smallest item is D. Okay, so we have to select this and we will form these 3 as one clusters. Okay, we can see here D has come with this. Okay, so these 3 will form one cluster. And now at this stage how many clusters are there? 1 2 and 3. Okay, so this is one cluster, C is one cluster, and these 3 will form one cluster. Okay, next we have to look for most okay, so distance between this and this the C is nearest to this cluster. Okay, so that's why the C is allocated to this cluster. Okay, so then C is allotted to this cluster. Okay, so then at this stage we have 1 and 2 clusters. Okay, this AB is one cluster and this is one cluster. Then the all the similarities is decreases. So then the all together will form one cluster. Okay, So then all together will form one cluster. This is how dendrogram is interpreted. Okay, next is we will see one example in SPSS. Okay, so we have data on. For doing this cluster analysis, I am using example on nutrient data on calories, protein, fat, calcium, and iron. These are all the measurements of food items on these variables. The objective of the study, okay, is to identify suitable cluster of food nutrient data based on these 5 variable. Okay, so the purpose of this analysis is to group these food items based on using these 5 variables. Okay, so in this example we have 27 food items, different food items, and I want to divide these 27 food items into different clusters based on these uh, 5 variables. Okay, so for the cluster analysis, go to analyze and then classify and then go to hierarchical clustering. So in this we have to we have to select the food items, and it is okay. We can see here, in the variable view, food item is a string. It means it is a characteristics. Okay, so this is nominal and these are all continuous data. Okay, so go to analyze and classify and hierarchical. The food items has to be label case. Okay, so select the food item in label case by label case by, and then select all these variables and drop into this variable box. Okay, so then next is to go to statistics, and in statistics click on agglomerative schedule. Okay. Next, in the cluster membership, we have to select single solution, and we have to define the number of clusters here. Okay, so I will define. I want the number 3 clusters. Okay, so then select continue. In plots, we want dendrogram, and we don't want this. Okay, so we have to interpret. Just now I have interpreted the dendrogram. Okay, so that's we will look this dendrogram, then continue. So in the method, so as I already told, we have a different methods. Okay, so these are all the methods for cluster method. Okay, so these are all the cluster analysis method. We will use the between group linkage. Okay, so in measure these measure will use this squared Euclidean distance. So these two are very important steps in for choosing the cluster analysis, and then click on continue and click OK. So this is the output of a cluster analysis. Okay, so in the case processing summary, we have used n is 27. It means we have food items are 27. Okay, so it has used all there is no missing value here, and you can see the method is squared distance is used, Euclidean distance is used, average linkage. Okay, so these two are methods for classifying the clusters. Okay, so in the average linkage, the agglomerative schedule, so this schedule is important. So these are all the stages, and this is the coefficients. Okay, so we will the graph, we have to see for this is in, we will select this and we will draw the line graph. Okay, so this is the line graph of the coefficients. We observed that up to 24 food items we have the difference is very low. Okay, so we can also see here the difference between the coefficients are very low. Okay, so in the in the in up to the stage 24 stage. Okay, so up to 24th stage the difference is very low. Okay, so up to 24th stage the similarities or distance is very low, difference is very low. When coming to the stage 25 and 26 we have a we have a more difference. Okay, so this is interpreted, the coefficients are interpreted. We can see the difference between these two is very high at the stage 26. Okay, so this graph shows that the difference. Okay, so then we have to look for the cluster membership. As we can see here, the we have defined three clusters, and the food items, we have the food item one is in cluster 1, and in cluster 1 the first four items are in cluster 1, and then for item 5, 6, 7 or 8, up to 8 in cluster 2, and again the food item 9, 10, these are in cluster 1, and we can also see the cluster 2. Okay, so these items are in cluster 2. We can see only food item 25. Okay, so the food item 25 is the item which is in cluster 3. Okay, so this is the this has some maximum variation in the data. We can also see here the food item 25 is further. Okay, so it is not grouped into these clusters, and it is separate. Okay, we can see the item is far further from the all these data points. Okay, so we can also see in our data, we can verify how that is different from other. Okay, so we can see the food item 25 has, so this is the 365. It means calcium, it has a 365. It is some not more than all the values here. That's why the item 25 has got only got in a different cluster. Okay, so since the this item 25 has the a large amount of calcium, large amount of what is that calcium, that's why the it has separated in one cluster. Okay, so this is how the cluster analysis, and we can also save these clusters into one variable view like this. Okay, analyze, classify, and hierarchical clustering, and in save we can save these clusters. Okay, so we have created the single solution and click OK. So then we can see here the food items are the clustered classification is come in this variable. Okay, so this is how the clustering. Okay, so this is the item 25 is in third cluster, and all other and the first four are in first cluster, and item 5, 6 are in second cluster. Okay, so this is how the clustering methods, and we can see in the analyze and in classify we have k-means cluster. Okay, so the k-means cluster means it is a non-hierarchical clustering, and this is hierarchical clustering. Okay, so this is how the interpretation of clustering, and this is the clustering procedure in SPSS. Okay, so thank you one and all.